welcome back to my channel, Be For Real. I am Britt. I am very excited to share these recipes with you guys today. So this video is sponsored by Lost in the Sauce. So every recipe that you see me make today does incorporate one of their signature sauces. So we have the peri peri sauce, we also have the La Trinidad sauce, and we have their Island Fire sauce. So whether you're hosting Super Bowl yourself, whether you don't even get into the Super Bowl thing, you are just looking to eat, this video is for you. Okay, so we have 4 off the chart recipes. We got the mac and cheese, the buffalo mac and cheese balls. We got some Cajun shrimp and crab dip. We got a stuffed cheesesteak pretzel with a beer cheese dip. And last but not least, we have pulled pork sliders. And I'm going to show you guys exactly how I incorporate Lost in the Sauce signature sauce products into these dishes. These hot sauce combos are already vegan. That's a plus. And they are low sodium. And of course, because y'all my peoples, y'all are going to receive 25% off any Lost in the Sauce order you make with code Foreal. You get free shipping over $50. The delivery is fast. And y'all, I was actually using this sauce before they reached out to me to do a sponsored video. So this sauce is tried and true. So y'all know I don't like the ramble. We are going to go ahead and hop right into the video. Alright, so first up is our Jackfruit Sliders. So this is our quote-unquote pulled pork sliders. But I'm not going to lie to y'all. Back when I ate meat, I hated pulled pork sliders. They were not good to me. But these Jackfruit Sliders, though, these Jackfruit Sliders? Okay, let's just get through the video. So I'm taking the jackfruit and I'm just shredding it with my hands. Now, y'all, I did grow up and I stopped taking the seeds out. I did. I've grown. It's 2022. We're not taking the seeds out no more. So I'm just taking my fingers and basically shredding up the jackfruit. Those hard parts, I'm just going ahead and mushing them because I am stronger than a jackfruit. We putting the hard parts in there too. So I'm just going ahead and shredding this down. Simple as that. And then we are going to hop right to my favorite part, seasonings. Okay. So we are going to Ancestor Shimmy some cumin, some chili powder. We got some garlic powder, onion powder, you know, the usual staples, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. So we're going to get that all mixed in. I am going to be adding the La Trinidad sauce to our mixture here, just a little bit, little dab-a-do-ya. Okay, so we're going to add that in to give us a nice little kick, and we're going to mix that up. And here I'm just adding this to our pot. I am going to add in about a carton of some veggie broth. I'm going to bring that liquid right up to meet the jackfruit. So I'm going to place this on medium-high heat. Let this boil down until all the liquid evaporates, just like that. Okay, get that jackfruit boiled right down. So I'm going to be placing this into a baking pan with some parchment lined paper. Don't be talking about my parchment, y'all. I am not good at cutting the parchment off. I don't know about y'all. So I'm just going to spread this out. And then next order of business, we are going to make kind of like a barbecue sauce. Well, I'm not making it. I'm lying to y'all. I got this right out the jar. I'm just adding some additional things to our barbecue sauce. So I am going to be using this sugar-free barbecue sauce. Now, on any other day, I would have just got the regular. I did not know I had the sweet and spicy one, but that's fine. That's quite all right. So we are just going to add about half of that into a bowl here. By the way, y'all, I got these bowls at Walmart and I love them. It's 3 of them and it has the little pour function. I love it. So I'm adding in some vegan Worcestershire sauce. It's vegan. It's vegan. The Worcestershire sauce is vegan. Just for anybody in the back. And just so y'all all notice, I'm clapping back at anybody in the comments because y'all made me say the word twice and y'all know that's a difficult word to say. So here we are adding in some peri peri sauce. Y'all, this is my favorite sauce out of the entire lineup from Lost in the Sauce. Like, I could literally put this on anything. Like, the blend, the pepper blend that they use, I don't know what they make this with, but y'all, it is amazing. So, even though this barbecue sauce is already got a little kick to it, the peri peri adds something different. I can't put my finger on it, but it adds something different. Like, you have to put it on there. Like, the peri peri sauce, I literally put that on everything. So we are just going ahead and pouring the barbecue sauce right on top. And we're going to give our jackfruit like a nice little roast. So I have my oven on 400 degrees. We're just going to pop it in there for about 25 minutes. And while that's in the oven, we're going to go ahead and make our coleslaw. I'm not really making it. I'm kind of cheating making it, but Y'all get the idea. So we just got some vegan mayo. We have some Dijon mustard. We have a little bit of maple syrup. And then we got some salt and pepper just to bring it all together. So I did just so happen to have some red cabbage. Child, it's purple. But I had some in my fridge. So I have about a half a cup of that I shredded up. And then I just bought a bag of some coleslaw. That's my cheat. That's my cheat, y'all. But if y'all want to chop up your own veggies, be my guest. So I'm just going to give this a nice stir to get everything nice and incorporated. Now, for my people who do not like coleslaw, I can't help you. I'm not even going to lie. I don't have an adequate substitute for you. I would just say leave it out. But honestly, I love this on the slider because it gives a great balance. You got this cool with the spicy. And then our barbecue sauce is sugar-free. So you have the little sweetness from the maple syrup. Y'all, look at the jackfruit. Okay, just doing this jackfruit thing. Now, I did go ahead and fork through this just to make sure that the barbecue sauce was all incorporated. But next, we are just going to go ahead and assemble our sliders. Now, this potato slider roll, I did get it from my local grocery store where I live at. We have giant food stores, and these just so happen to be vegan. So if you are making sliders, just make sure you're checking the ingredients on your rolls to make sure that they are, in fact, vegan. So I just went ahead and toasted those. And y'all, we are just going to layer up our sliders here. Very simple, very easy. If you want to add a little spread onto your buns, that's up to you. But for me, the jackfruit and the coleslaw was enough. So I just went ahead and topped these up. And y'all, these were so good. I promise. This was like the best slider I've ever had in my life. It packed so much flavor, and it was not as spicy as you would think. Like, it literally, the balance was perfect. All right, moving right along, we are going to hop right to our crab, our Cajun crab and shrimp dip. Now, these are the vegan shrimp that I used. If you live in the Philly area, I got them from the First Oriental Market on Washington Ave. And if the vegan shrimp creep you out too much, child, leave them out. Leave them out. Leave them out. Don't cook it. Don't cook it. Because who said you had to cook it? So I'm just boiling these on medium-high heat for about 20 minutes. That's just going to help get the texture right. So in the meantime, we are going to be shredding up our heart of palm. If you aren't familiar with heart of palm, it literally is just the inner part of a palm tree. So I'm just taking 2 forks. I'm just going to go ahead and shred this up just like that. And as y'all can see, as soon as you go ahead and drag that fork through, it literally begins to give the texture of crab. So I did use 3 cans for this dip today because I made a pretty good amount. So we're just going to go ahead and shred all of this up, and then we're going to hop right to my favorite part. Once again, y'all already know, seasonings. So we're going to go ahead and Ancestor Shimmy, some Creole seasoning, a little bit of Old Bay, and we also got our kelp granules. So if you aren't familiar with kelp granules, that's what's going to give us that sea-like flavor. So I'll link in the description box below where I get mine from, but I get them off Amazon. So after we flick our wrist on this and get everything well combined, I am going to set a little bit to the side because we are going to top our dip with a little bit of the mock crab, you know, for the aesthetic. So I am going to go ahead and cut up our vegan shrimp. Now, I don't like the vegan shrimp whole. Like, it's just too much for me. Like, it's like thick. I don't like that. So I just go ahead and cut the shrimp down. Anytime I eat vegan shrimp, I always cut it down. So I'm just going to season this up with the same seasonings, Old Bay, Cajun or Creole seasoning, and then we're going to put a little bit of the kelp granules in there as well. Boom. And then, of course, I am going to reserve some of the vegan shrimp to the side as well, you know, for the aesthetic. So you know it's real when you break out the cast iron skillet, okay? You know the dip about the dip when you break out the cast iron skillet. So I'm just placing some butter in our pan here. We're going to let that melt down. Then I'm going to add in about a half of chopped onion here. So we're going to let that go ahead and cook down as well for about 2-3 minutes until it's translucent. I did go ahead and add in some peppers. Now, y'all know, if y'all been watching me, y'all know I love me some frozen peppers. So that's exactly what I have here. But I will have the ingredients as well as the links to the written out recipes in the description box below. So that way you'll know exactly how much pepper to put in if you want to cut it up fresh. Okay. All right, so we're going to go ahead and add in our mock crab. I'm going to let this cook down. I do want it to kind of brown a little bit. I probably should have cooked it first, but we won't get it together. No worries. So I'm basically just going to let it cook without bothering it on medium-high heat. And then, you know, I'll come back every 5 minutes or so to go ahead and scrape up the bits on the bottom. And then I did add a little bit of veggie broth just to loosen up anything that's stuck to the pot. So we added in our vegan shrimp here. I am also going to be adding a full package of vegan cream cheese. This is a non-negotiable ingredient. This is what's going to get our dip right. So we're going to go ahead and cut our heat down to about low to medium low, just so that we don't burn our dip, because who wants burnt dip? I know I don't. So we are going to go ahead and let this melt down, and it is going to start to soften up and look, it's going to look like you could just take a chip and get to work, but we got a couple more steps to do. So I am going to also add in some vegan sour cream. I'm only adding in half of a package of this. So we're going to add this, and we're going to go ahead, flick our wrist on this, get everything nice and combined. Let this melt down as well. So I am going to add a couple more seasonings in here just to get everything nice and right. So we have some smoked paprika here. We're also going to add in a little bit more of the Creole seasoning, just a little bit, not too much. And then we're going to add in some pepper as well. And then, last but not least, we are going to add in some live Trinidad. So I love the fact that it has the spice indicator on the bottle. You know exactly what you're getting yourself into. You don't even have to guess. So we are going to go ahead and add about 2 teaspoons of that to our dip here. I am going to add in a little bit more of that W sauce. Okay. I've seen somebody say that and I love it. So that's what we're going to call the Worcestershire sauce from now on. But I'm going to add a little bit of that in there, and then we're going to add in our cheeses. Now you can add in whatever cheeses that you like. I honestly just added the cheese that I had on hand. So I had some vegan mozzarella, I also had some vegan cheddar, and then I've also added some vegan Parmesan cheese. Now I have a blend of Diet and Violife. Those are the 2 vegan cheese shreds that I like to use, but by all means use what you prefer. Okay. So we're going to flick our wrist on this, get everything nice and combined. So I'm just going to flatten that out, and we are going to top this with some vegan Parmesan cheese. I would have done cheddar, honestly, but I ain't had no more. Okay? I didn't have any more, so I had to use what I had, and I just went ahead and used the vegan Parmesan cheese to go ahead and pop that in the oven at 400 degrees for about 10 to 12 minutes. Then I went ahead and broiled it for about 3 to 4 minutes. You know how vegan cheese like to take its time melting. But y'all, look at that. Somebody please come look at this, okay? And boom. This is probably the best dip I ever had. I'm not even going to lie to y'all. Now we are moving right along to our pretzel. I ain't gonna lie, y'all, it had got real ghetto. I don't know what happened to the footage of me cooking the onion and the pepper, but I'm just gonna explain it. Y'all get what's going on. So we had a half of an onion as well as a half of a green pepper. I'm using some beefless crumble. I added in some steak seasoning and just a little bit of some liquid smoke. You know, a little goes a long way with the liquid smoke. You don't want to do too much. Now, y'all, I'm not even about to lie to y'all. This is my first time making a pretzel, so I cheated a little bit because pastry and flour and baking and dough just scared me. Like, it's really not my forte. But today I did what needed to be done. So I did cheat a little bit. I went ahead and bought some already made pizza dough from Trader Joe's. It is vegan. So I'm just going to go ahead and flour my area. Like, look at me flouring my area like I know what I'm doing, you know? So I'm just going to go ahead and roll it out. I don't know why I have a rolling pin. I don't even know. But I had one, though. Like, I legit do not know what I ever would have used it for. Now, I ain't going to lie. My rolling game ain't the best. So you see me patching up some holes here. But, child, we going to get it right. And what is a cheesesteak without some provolone cheese, okay? So I'm going to be using the Diet brand. I'm just going to fold it into 4s just to kind of make it slimmer. Now, Diet ain't never do me wrong. I know people be having issues with Diet, but honestly, I just feel like if you pair it correctly, because I can't, like, I'm not just going to eat it plain. I used to eat cheese plain, just by the slice, but vegan cheese, you can't do that. You can't. That's not how things work. It's not real cheese. So I don't even, you know, I just stick to what I know. I don't even try to do all of that. I'm going to melt it down or I'm going to add it to something. I think that's the rules of vegan cheese. So here you just see me folding. Like, look at me, y'all. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm actually going to put the recipe that I reference in the description box below just to give credit where credit is due. But y'all, look. It's a little light skin, but it's cool. We're going to go ahead and put it on our baking pan here. So I'm going to go ahead and bake this at 350 for about a half an hour. So while our pretzel is getting into life together in the oven, we are going to work on our beer cheese. Now, of course, you could leave the beer out, but child, it's Super Bowl. Isn't it like tradition to have beer or something beer related? I don't know, y'all. I could be making up stuff. Don't quote me. So we're just going to go ahead and melt down some butter in our pot here. I'm going to go ahead and add in about a 1/4 cup of some flour. It's basically going to help thicken up our beer cheese, kind of like a roux, so to speak. So this is going to thicken up pretty quick. So don't take your eye off of this. Don't stop and collect $200. Just go ahead and let it thicken up. It's going to look a little strange for a second, but no worries. We're going to get it together. So I'm just going to go ahead and season this up. We got some garlic powder. We got some onion powder. Of course, we got the staple salt and pepper. Y'all already know what it is. Right here, we're going to be using the Island Fire. The Island Fire picks a pretty tough kick, so a little goes a long way. So we are going to go ahead and add in about a cup of milk. We're going to add it in a little bit at a time so we can help get our cheese sauce together. Okay, get them clumps right on out. All right, so next order of business, we're going to add a little Dijon mustard, our favorite W sauce. This is like a staple throughout a lot of the recipes. So we're going to give that a nice stir. Flick our wrist right on that. So next order of business is adding in our vegan cheeses. Now you can use whatever cheese that you would like, but most recently I've been using Via Life a lot when it comes to anything doing with melted cheese. Honestly, I just really love how it tastes. So we're adding in the vegan cheddar, and we're also going to add in their mozzarella as well. Boom, we are going to let that melt down very nicely. And then we're going to go ahead and check on our pretzel fresh out of the oven. Now, I know what y'all thinking. It's still light skin. And I get that, you know. So I'm just taking a 1/2 cup of some hot water as well as a tablespoon of some baking soda. And I'm just going to brush this all over our pretzel here just to help it give that brown color that, yup, there you go. Just like that. So I put it back in the oven for about 10 minutes just to go ahead and get this to brown just like that. So now you see me going ahead and brushing the butter on. Now, y'all, I did not have any coarse salt. So I did what any person for the culture would do. And I used parsley, okay, for the aesthetic. So we are going to go ahead and dress this up, move this right over to our plate. And y'all, this is a gem. This is a gem right here. Now, if you're making this for other people, you can, of course, make smaller pretzels. I just made a giant one because, honestly, just me and the people in my house were eating it. So I didn't feel like making a bunch of little ones. I ain't gonna lie, I was being lazy. But, y'all, this right here. And if you don't want to do the beer cheese, you can always do ketchup or whatever you like with your cheesesteak, whatever topping or sauce. Yeah, it works. All right, y'all. So the moment we've all been waiting for, or maybe me, I really like these, and I really had to stop myself from making a lot. I only made 3 because I already knew. I knew how I would act, and I don't have time. I don't have time. So here we are starting off making our mac and cheese. I'm making sort of a roux. So we're going to add the 1/2 cup of oil as well as a 1/2 cup of flour. I'm going to let that cook down for a minute just to cook that raw flour taste out. Then we're going to add in 1 can of coconut milk. You can add whatever milk you like. It's your world. So we're going to stir this up. It is going to thicken up pretty quickly. No worries. That's exactly what we want. So we're going to also go ahead and add in 1 cup of some veggie broth. Get that right up in there. Flick, flick. Now you see how it's coming together already. You ain't even do nothing. So we're going to go ahead and add in our vegan cheeses. As I stated before, you can use whatever vegan cheese you like. I typically like the Diet brand as well as the Via Life brand. I am adding some nutritional yeast as well. We're going to get in about a 1/2 of package of this sour cream. You notice my nice little secret ingredient. Child, it ain't secret because y'all know. But I'm adding in a 1/2 cup or a 1/2 package of the vegan sour cream. And that's just, child, it just adds something that needs to be added. So we're just going to season this up with some salt and pepper. I'm going to keep it plain, not do too much because we're using seasoned breadcrumbs. I'm also going to be adding in our lost in the sauce here. So I'm going to be adding in that Island Fire. I'm going to do a tablespoon, but honestly, you could do it at your discretion. Okay, whatever your spice level is, that's what you do. Now, I didn't make a buffalo sauce. This actually is more like spicy mac and cheese balls, but child, they bang nonetheless. So I cooked some elbow noodles according to the package directions. Okay, and I'm just going to go ahead and throw that up into our sauce. Give that a nice little stir. Now, if you put some of this in a bowl to the side and eat it before you even fry it, that's on you. I'm not judging. Do what you feel is necessary. Alright, so we have a baking dish here that we line with parchment paper. I'm just throwing this right into the pan. So we're going to pop this in the freezer for at least an hour, but you could do up to 4 hours. You could do overnight. But long as it's solid and you're able to work with it without it falling apart, that's what you want. So once our mac and cheese is chilled, it is ready to be formed into balls. I am making my wet dredge with some almond milk and some flour. I'll leave the measurements in the description box for you guys below, so don't worry about that. The dry dredge is just breadcrumbs. So I'm taking my ice cream scoop just to make things nice and uniform. We're going to go ahead and dip it into the wet, then into the dry. Then we're going to dip it back into the wet, child. We need a double dip on our mac and cheese balls to ensure extra crispiness. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and drop these right into the deep fryer. Now, if you don't have a deep fryer, you can use a pot with about 2 inches of oil, and you can fry them that way. It only takes about 2 to 3 minutes, or until your desired level of crispiness. Y'all, why did these come out like this? Why did they come out so good? I'm just dipping them in some vegan ranch because you know we got that spice level going on. But bruh, look at this. Look at that. Man, listen, the spice mixed with the ranch, chef's kiss, okay? Oh, and be sure to come back and let me know which sauce was your favorite. Y'all know they got the free shipping over $50. They do the flat rate shipping at $25. This company is minority owned. And child, I just enjoy each and every recipe. Everything had a subtle, nice kick to it. But of course, we had to balance just to bring everything home. I don't have no food to eat right here because I was literally eating. As soon as I was done something, I was eating it. I need to go to the gym for like 2 hours because all the carbs, it was so good. Everything is so good. If y'all make these recipes, be sure to tag me in your food pictures on Instagram at BeForReal610. Do not forget, you will receive 25% off your order for Lost in the Sauce. Y'all got plenty of time to get your sauce, get your ingredients, and have everything locked and loaded for Super Bowl Sunday. And it is something that you can use in so many different dishes. You just add the heat level that's right for you, and boom, it elevates your dish. It takes it up a notch. And you could purchase with cryptocurrency. So just in case crypto is a thing that you like to do, Lost in the Sauce accepts that as well. The link will also be in the description box below. If you guys like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Y'all know the drill. And I'll see y'all in my next video.